Hello students, welcome back to Hexxit Education. My name is Kankadia and this is lesson number 10. In this lesson we're going to be talking about the Chisel and Excavator. These are both tools from Tinker's Construct, and they both have very different purposes, and their usefulness in Hexxit is somewhat questionable, but they are what they are. So let's proceed. So first and foremost we have the chisel, and I only included the wooden chisel, the alumite, slime, and manulin because these are some of the most durable. However, when it comes to chisels, durability doesn't really matter that much. It really doesn't, because the chisel is a purely aesthetic tool. The use of a chisel is to make certain special blocks, most notably bricks, road, fancy, and chisel blocks. So I'll just give you a couple of examples here. So this you are already familiar with, but you can make it normally. Pretty much, if you do a search for chiseled, you can get whatever you want. I just do infinite. So we have now chiseled sandstone, which you can make by yourself by, I believe, putting, I think it's 6 sandstone half slabs, but it's been a while since I did that, but it's not very difficult to come by. You can also make chiseled stone bricks. Now ordinarily these are inaccessible. You can only find them in jungle temples and a couple other structures. But with a chisel, you can manufacture them. Same with chiseled quartz. You can also make that normally with a couple of slabs. Chiseled basalt. Now this is actually one of the two materials, along with chiseled marble, that's included with. I believe this is. Let me just double check my notes here. Yes, these also come with. No, sorry, here it is. Artifice. These are the 2 blocks from the Artifice mod, and which is the same one we got our artificial enchanting from, which is over here. So we also get these beautiful basalt and marble stones. So again, this is one useful the chisel. And we also have the chiseled sear bricks, which is something we use to make our smeltery. You can see it downstairs. And we also have chiseled brownstone, which is another block made with the smeltery. I think we're going to talk about that when we come to our sort of miscellaneous blocks episode a few lessons down the line. Okay, so what do all these have in common? They are all aesthetic. There is no practical real value for any of these. So if you want to make your base a little prettier or mess it up like I am, then I recommend doing it. Otherwise, it's not the end of the world if you just give the chisel a pass, at least in this. So next up is the excavator. Now this is a very interesting little tool. It is basically an upgraded shovel. And the difference between an excavator and a shovel is the same as we will see between a pickaxe and a hammer. Namely that when you, let me pick up that block while I'm here, when you use an excavator on dirt or gravel, it will mine a 3x3 area instead of 1x1. So I'm over here and I press down. Bingo, 3x3. Now it's important that when you use an excavator that you point it in the direction you want it to go. So for example, if I wanted to mine this, here we go. It mined a 3x3, meaning the 3 above it and the 3 below it, but it actually went down. So if I wanted to make a staircase down, that'd be the way I do it. But if I just wanted to take out those 3 dirt blocks here, what I would do is get on top of it, like so, and then dig down like that. So very, very useful. If you make it out of a durable material with an auto repair, it lasts you a very long time. This plus a hammer make branch mining a breeze if you want to in Hexxit, which you don't have to, believe me. But I highly recommend making an excavator. It does cost quite a bit of material. I'm going to show you right here what it costs to make an excavator. No, I can't. Actually, this might be a good time to talk about one thing we haven't discussed before. There are 2 tiers of tools and weapons from from Hexxit. And the one, the first tier in a way, are these, the ones that are available in the tool station. That is, the pickaxe, shovel, hatchet, mattock, sword. I think it's longsword, rapier, dagger, frying pan, battle sign, chisel, short bow, and arrows. However, there is an upgrade to this block, and the reason I grabbed a couple of blocks of iron is because the recipe calls for iron, which is this, a tool forge. I only actually need one of them. And this essentially replaces the tool station. So we actually have, here we go, hammer, lumber axe, excavator, scythe, cleaver, and battle axe. So a couple more items in here, and the excavator is one of them. Now I should notice that, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, this is a tough tool binding. I believe it requires 3 materials as opposed to a regular binding, which I think is 0.1. A tough rod, I think, is another 3. This is the tough binding, which I believe requires 3 materials instead of a normal binding, which requires only 0.5. This is the tough tool rod, which I think also requires 3 materials. The plate and the tough shovel head both require 8 materials. So this is a massive commitment. But believe me, as you saw outside, it's worth it in the end. So, and I believe that this concludes our second episode. Our episode on the Chisel and Excavator. We'll be continuing with our tools series in the next episode. I'll see you then. Until then, this has been Kanakadia for Hexxit Education. Class dismissed.